Welcome to the Flourish Birth Doulas podcast. I'm your host, Nancy Pinkston, and we help certified doulas bridge the gap between training and confident client support so they can help mothers flourish in birth. Let's dive into today's episode. All right, episode 3, how to support clients without giving medical advice. One of the biggest reasons doulas still are hesitant with clients is because they are afraid of doing something wrong or overstepping, offending someone. Our job is to keep that neutral presence, and not going beyond what we've been trained to do. So I can tell you from experience, being afraid of saying something wrong or being afraid of sounding like I don't know enough, and being afraid a client will ask something hard and suddenly feel exposed or just uncertain, like I should know this, I am a doula. But and this fear makes so much sense to me, but I think one of the biggest mistakes newer doulas make is believing that confidence means having all the answers. And it does not. Confidence as a doula is not about becoming the medical expert in the room. It is about understanding your role clearly enough that you can support clients calmly and skillfully within it. So in this episode, I want to talk about how to support clients without giving medical advice. Or maybe you don't even know the medical advice, you just don't know how to respond to certain questions that are just out of your range. And the first shift is understanding that your job is not to replace the provider. Your role is to educate generally, support emotionally, help clients process what they are hearing, help them ask better questions, and help them stay connected to what matters to them. That is a powerful role. The second shift is moving from directing to guiding. Instead of jumping into advice mode, you can slow the conversation down. You can reflect what you are hearing. Don't be afraid of silent pauses. Sometimes silent pauses can show confidence, but you can ask clarifying questions. You can say things like, that sounds like something worth asking your provider about. Or do you want help thinking through what questions to ask for that? I want to help you look into that and, guide you in that area. That kind of support is incredibly valuable. And that brings me to the third shift, which is letting go of the belief that not knowing everything makes you less trustworthy. In fact, pretending certainty is usually far more damaging than being clear and grounded. Clients do not need you to perform expertise. They need you to be steady, supportive, and clear in your role. And this is where so many doulas begin to realize that confidence is not about becoming everything. We're not the expert in everything, and that's okay. You can respond, I don't know that question, but let me look into that for you. So this is about becoming more clear in what you already are. So if you have felt nervous about overstepping, I want to encourage you that this is not a sign you are not cut out for doula work, but often simply a sign that you need better communication frameworks and clearer role clarity, and that is learnable. If this exact issue feels familiar, I created a free guide called Certified Now What? I'll link it below in the show notes or in the description box. It walks you through the missing pieces many doulas still feel after training and helps you recognize where the gap may still be showing up in your own support. And if you want more practical frameworks for client teaching, communication, and labor support, this is exactly what the Flourishing Doula Kit is designed to help. So, the myth I want to break here is this: you do not need to know everything to be a confident doula. What you need is role clarity, communication skill, and steadiness. And when you have that, you stop putting so much pressure on yourself to perform and to know everything. Now, once doulas stop trying to be everything, something really important begins to happen. They start supporting clients more clearly. Prenatal meetings feel stronger. Birth support feels more practical. And the whole client experience becomes more intentional. And when a doula feels more clear and grounded, families often feel that too. Mothers feel more supported, mothers feel less lost, and the room feels steadier. So, in the next episode, I'm going to talk about what actually changes when doulas have a clearer support framework, because this is where you start seeing the proof that structure really does change everything.